begun. The WWE releases have. We all knew that was coming.
Yes.
Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Dinner's always by my good friend Hollywood Frank.
HW.
You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about all the news in wrestling. And you can also follow us on social media.
Right there.
Scroll below there. You can also click on the link in the description. And the week that we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming, but man, when it came, it came fast. Even after the Monday, they released all the people behind the scenes and a lot of people that, like we talked about, actually helped broker this friggin' deal between WWE and Endeavor and created this new company, TKO, along with UFC. A lot of those people that helped broker that deal got the axe, and a lot of people, the report coming behind the scenes saying that people were really upset and concerned in the locker room, and now we know why. 21 releases. And, we're going to go over the entire list. We're also going to talk about where we think some of these people are going to land, what their future holds. But this is a wrestling show, and we got to talk about wrestling. And there's a wrestling show coming up called WrestleDream.
Wrestling.
And dude, the more I look at it, this card for WrestleDream is actually really friggin' good.
And going to 12 going a month.
Yep.
Pay-per-view per month for AEW.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, and then of course in all those comments, and we'll talk about all that stuff, Tony Khan's comments and all those things. For that, let's go ahead and check in with the chat real quick. Malacito said, "Sup, in trouble at work, catch up when I can. No problem, dude. Be safe, man." Hicks Villain was here. He said, "Sup, what's up, Hicks Villain?"
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's
up?
Today's a weird day, man. Today's like a lazy day, man. There's a heat wave going on and down south, and people are like basically freaking dropping dead. Johnny said he's like, "I'm out tonight, dude." He's like, "I ain't got it." But
it's all right.
Yeah, just take care of yourself, dude. Make sure you're hydrating out there on the farm, and rest up. We'll catch you next week. But
hydrate even if it's not hot where you're at. Always stay hydrated.
I'm drinking soda, which is bad, but
I'm drinking water, which is good.
But before we get into all that, like I said, got a lot of stuff to talk about. Before we get into all that, got to go over our favorite segment, a little something we call the good, the bad, the ugly. This week, it's all that guy's turn to go first.
Hit it, this brother. Guy. The good. Grand Slam.
Yeah.
This past week. Eddie Kingston, your new Ring of Honor World Champion.
Finally.
Beating Claudio Castagnoli. That was a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Those two guys took some good bumps. But man, well deserved for Eddie Kingston. Really good. Now he's the Ring of Honor World Champion, a New Japan
strong
openweight champion. So, two promotions he's a champion for, which unfortunately takes him out from any independent options he has right now. But hey, what? You got two titles you got to defend. So But I know it was a struggle to sell out Arthur Ashe Stadium. I don't know what the final head count was for that for Grand Slam, but it looked a
It
lot fuller
was
than what they thought was going to be.
Yeah, when they dropped the prices the day before, I knew they were going to sell. They're going to sell some more, but it was still. I think it was still pretty significantly lower than last year, and last year was lower than the year before. So, and then the news coming out is that that this may be the last show at Arthur Ashe because of the cost of the stadium and everything.
And Hicks Villain over there, he was at Grand Slam, I believe, right?
I believe so. Let's see here. Grand Slam was a blast. TV audience got robbed of the Prince Nana swerve dance. Dude, he does that every freaking pay-per-view that we've got that every Ring of Honor show when they show the behind the scenes, man. He's always doing that. Dude, that guy is really underrated, man. He's a really great personality. Don't worry about it, Big Daddy. Yep. Appreciate you being here, sir. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a weird day, man. Everybody's a little tired. Everybody's under the weather. Everybody's beat up. So, but we appreciate you guys being here and just, take care of yourselves.
Yeah, but overall, Grand Slam was a good event on over the week, and had some banger matches. You still got MJF still as your world champion, and hopefully they give a run with Eddie Kingston. I'd like to see him in a series of matches against Mark Briscoe, who should be the next in line for the world title.
I think if nothing else, man, let him take Joe's TV title, and then put Joe in the friggin' world title scene. Because man, he deserves to be there after picking up friggin' Collision and putting on his back. Him and Bryan Danielson, dude, he's been awesome.
And then that leads me right into the bad. Also Grand Slam, Moxley versus Penta. The end of that match, when the referee goes on the 3 and stops, because he was supposed to kick out. He's supposed to kick out at that point.
Yeah,
and he didn't, and the commentators didn't know what to do to cover it. But they said Moxley got concussed early in that match.
Yeah,
and powered through. So I don't think Penta was supposed to ultimately win the title.
It wasn't Penta. It was Ray Phoenix.
Or not Penta, Ray Phoenix. Yeah, I don't think Phoenix was supposed to win.
According to all the reports, no, he wasn't.
But the ref should just hit 1, 2, 3 and just been done with it. Obviously he didn't know that. He didn't know that he was concussed.
Yeah.
Moxley didn't say anything, and probably until at that point he lipped something to the referee after the first time he got dropped by by Ray Phoenix, and then
they just
Phoenix did it again, and then they counted 1, 2, 3. So
yeah, from what I understand, the ref checked him and said, "Hey, you okay?" And he said, "Oh yeah." He said, "I'm good." But then clearly it wasn't.
Yeah, but the ref he said something to the ref after the first one of those drops.
Yeah, I think he said I think he kind of indicated that he was a little dazed, but he was okay.
Yeah, so Ray Phoenix, your new international champion. Hopefully Moxley.
Okay.
You had Adam Cole out for 6-9 months with concussions, and hopefully Moxley doesn't have the same issues as Adam Cole did. Moxley just puts it all out there like guys like Darby Allin do, and
Yep. He's cut from the same cloth as Mick Foley, man.
He's got a wife, he's got a kid. He needs to consider that before he goes too crazy. Yeah,
and like I said, man, I don't I know these guys, they want to create and they want to do their thing, but he sometimes you got to step in, like I said, and you got to protect these guys from themselves. And Moxley's that guy that I really think someone needs to tell him, "Hey, dude, you need to take the foot off the gas a little bit." I agree, man. Rick Knox might be the worst friggin' referee working the business today.
And not just Moxley. Adam Cole running
Yep.
down to the ring, jumping off,
Yep.
and possibly doing something to his ankle. Like,
Yeah. Now, according to Tony, he's still good to go for his match this week, but he won't like all out just say that he's fine. So
yeah,
we'll see.
It'll be more MJF in that match than because
Probably.
they have their tag titles on the line, so it'll be more MJF than Adam Cole. But just running down to the ring, jumped down and fucked up his ankle.
Yep.
So
And,
you had a couple injuries there, which doesn't help. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
But that's my bad, and my ugly is WWE's Order 66.
Yep. Wipe them out. All of them. Yep. 21 people, man, so far, and we know there's another wave coming.
Yeah, there's more. There's more coming, and we'll talk about that where we think these guys and gals are going to go, because there's options out there.
Yeah.
And surprised by a little bit. I was a little surprised by Ziggler.
I was really surprised by Ziggler.
I knew Top Dollar was out.
Yeah.
See that was coming. Ali's been wanting out for forever, even though he had was he supposed to be in a series of matches with
Dom? He
Dom,
actually
yeah.
the scuttlebutt was that he was going to take the North American title off of Dom. So, but then like dude, we kind of predicted this a little bit. We said once the Endeavor deal goes through, all bets are off on everything.
that.
And
Just because 21 got released now, it's not stopping. I mean, you have other talent: Johnny Gargano, Ciampa, Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett. I mean, when's the last time he's had a match?
Oh yeah, dude. You've seen the tweets that he's been putting out, Karrion Kross?
I have not.
He's been kind of putting out these little cryptic tweets, like he thinks he might realize that he's on the bubble. So,
and Braun Strowman was gone the last time, and the only reason he's back is because of Triple H.
yep. And they haven't really, and plus he's injured. Strowman, that might be the thing that keeps him from getting canned is they don't like letting people go when they're injured because of the optics of it, but they have done it in the past. So it is possible he could still go, but that's he's got a little bit of plot armor there.
And going back to my bad, not only do you have guys in AEW injured, Sheamus is out.
Yep.
And WWE injured. I can't remember what they said his issue was, but he could be out for a couple months. You never know. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's part of the business. But then you got people complaining, "Oh, John Moxley, they shouldn't have continued that match." If you don't know he's concussed and he's not telling the ref,
yeah,
he's going to keep going out there and doing stuff. Like Matt Hardy, when he got dropped on his head at that, whatever was it, Stadium Stampede or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude.
A couple of years ago, that should have been done. But Moxley didn't show any signs, it said, of being concussed. And if he didn't let the referee know, he just wanted to keep going.
Yeah. It was like I said, man, it's sometimes it's hard to like. There are times when it's obvious that the person's injured, and you need to call that shit. But then there are also times when it's like, guys like, hey, I'm fine, and he seems like he's fine, and you let him go, and then you find out later, no, he was all jacked up. So I personally think they need to err on the side of caution because, like I said, a lot of times, man, these guys they got to be protected for themselves, but at the same time, it's like, what are you gonna do, man?
And how many times are guys concussed from all the chair shots that
oh God, man,
used to take, or even flying headbutts like Chris Benoit?
Yeah. Sheamus has got a shoulder injury.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he had. But yeah, it's like I said, it's hard to say sometimes. Like we're on the outside looking in, and we can see this and we get the report like, oh, boy, that obviously should have been stopped because he was jacked up. The only thing, like I said, that Rick Knox he's legendary for doing this shit. In fact, I think Knox was the ref that was running that Matt Hardy match. If I'm not mistaken, actually, I think it was multiple refs, but it's
and
you don't like seeing it.
Yeah, and the announcers say, "Oh well, Moxley flinched." Moxley did not move, and Moxley just holds his hand up on the 2.5 count. Like,
yeah, I
dude,
know.
come on.
But hopefully it's not that bad. There hasn't been any word that really came out about it yet. But
the 3, if you F up, you can do something later the next week to have another match. But if you see it and the guy's not moving, for the betterment of everybody involved, you gotta hit the canvas for the 3 count.
Yeah,
because that could cause even more damage to a guy if you don't. But
yep, it's scary stuff, man.
But that's my GBU. You're up, big man.
Yep. Okay, so for me, my good, I agree with you. Grand Slam, surprising. Like this is I should stop saying that it's surprising because even when there's like bad buildup and everything like that, the shows end up being pretty good. Yeah, that's true. He did leave on his own power, so that's a good sign. But still, man, like Adam Cole, I think Adam Cole left under his own power, and like I said, he was gone for 9 months. So, Grand Slam, it was awesome. It was awesome to see Eddie getting his flowers, man. That dude deserves it, big time. Like you said, the card just overall was great. It was, and like I said, like if you've been a Ring of Honor fan, that match between Claudio and Kingston was awesome. It was fantastic. Jericho versus Guevara. I didn't like. I was upset at the ending of this at first, but then I was like, actually, I think this works better. I think it works better. I think Guevara is better as a heel. He's one of those guys. I think he's a natural heel. I don't know what the deal with Jericho is because we're just supposed to pretend he wasn't a piece of shit for all this time, but. And you know what? I'm not a big fan of the joke stuff, but dude, the Roderick Strong stuff when he was in the hospital was one of the funniest damn things I've seen in a long time, man. It's dumb, but it's the kind of dumb where I was like, okay, I'll give this one a pass. But and then the match between Phoenix and it's like, don't get me wrong, I still think it's a bad idea for him to be wrestling friggin' concussed like that, man. But this might have been. Like I think it was Brian Alvarez said it. He said like this is the best friggin' concussed match I've ever seen. So it gets some points deducted for the fact that the guy was working hurt, and that scares me. But just shows you how good they are. And then I'm trying to think, and then dude, MJF versus Joe. My God, it was so freaking good. And it's kind of cool how like. The way that they're doing MJF, like he does these things where he makes like these predictions and stuff, or he kind of winks and nudge, wink, wink, nudge, nudge about how he's going to win or about how he has to win. And his thing was, I got to put Joe out, and that's what he did. And the way that they did it protecting Joe, But it was awesome.
What I like to see in those matches too, like with Claudio and Kingston and even Samoa and MJF was the Ring of Honor, Code of Honor with those guys shaking hands at the end of the matches.
Yep. And that's what he did. And he did it. He shook his hand. Claudio gave him, like I said, it's like, dude, this is like 15 years in the making.
Handed the belt over to Eddie and shook his hand.
Yep. And Eddie Kingston, first world championship, man. Eddie's a world champ, man. And I'll tell you what, man, Ian Riccaboni, the announcing that he did for that match, that was freaking badass, man. He was basically explaining how like Eddie's actually wrestling two people in there. He's wrestling Claudio and he's wrestling his own bad decisions. and how like Eddie's in there. It's like a 2v1 with Eddie in there. But and dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. The announcing in AEW, man, outside of the main team, has gotten so much better. Collision is still, I think, the best announced team. And Rick Abani's over there when Kevin Kelly's not. But yeah, they need to do something with the announced team and the main announced team because it's stagnant. But so that was my good. Also with my good, I'm just going to add ratings improving. The ratings over in Collision have improved even after CM Punk. We're already starting to see the healing begin. You know, that's awesome. Because Collision still arguably the best wrestling show on TV right now. Just doing out some just awesome banger matches, man. And those guys, and like I said, doing big guys better. Like we were talking about this earlier when we were at lunch and everything about what how do you handle these big guys? Like, does Riddick Moss go to WWE, the AEW? Would they do him right? And I'm like, whoever's in charge of booking the big guys over on Collision needs to be in charge of booking the big guys, period. But that was good. And then Jade to WWE, dude, I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
This is the best thing she could possibly. She's tailor-made for WWE. Literally tailor-made for WWE. Would she still have success in AEW? Sure she would. But the way they booked her, and it's like, and honestly, let's be honest, man, AEW's women's division is kind of in a shambles. And the only person that's over there that's really on her stature level is Statlander. And we've already seen her versus Statlander twice. So her going to WWE, I think she's gonna do really, really well over there. You think about all the people that she could play off of, man. There's a lot of veterans over there that can carry her through matches because she is still really green. She's improved a lot, but she's still really green. And they can do a lot with her, man. She's, like I said, she's tailor-made for WWE. So good for her. Hope she got a buttload of money, which she probably did. And hey, what's up? Hey,
Kick.
Appreciate you being here, brother.
And who doesn't want to see her and Charlotte standing face to face in the ring together?
Dude, her and Charlotte, her and Rhea Ripley, her and Bailey. There's you just go down the list of people that we can see her.
Her and Bianca, come on.
Yeah. Her and Bianca, I think, is the big match. I think that's the one they're going to lead to. I think she's going to show up and it's going to be like, Bianca, who's been, hailed as this friggin' powerhouse. And then she gets in there with Jade. And I tell you what, man, if you put her up next to Jade, she's going to look like Jade's going to make her look tiny. So that's going to be good. Like I'm really happy for Jade Cargill. I think it's the best move they could possibly make for her.
Jade, Nia Jax.
Oh, jeez. She'll be on the shelf for like the next year. Dude, I don't know what the hell they're thinking with that. But the IWC meltdown over Jade going to WWE. All these people that no, we get to see what she could do at a real company. It's like all these people are like, oh, I've always loved Jade. And they never said a damn word about Jade Cargill. And then but the interesting thing is that all the people in AEW, all the AEW fans are like, yeah, good. I think it was obvious to everybody that she was, like I said, she was tailor-made for the WWE system. And I think she's going to do really, really well over there. But just the IWC overall is just complete bullshit. It's people that are never happy. I'm never going to understand why. But yeah, it's been like I've done a pretty good job of not looking into the whole of it, but I've been avoiding most of it, and thank God, because the little bit I have seen has been pretty freaking ugly. But yeah, I think she'll do well over there. All these people that are like talking smack and everything. They gave Jade the full big hire treatment usually used for celebs. Oh yeah, dude. And like I said, they're all talking like, well, we think we should. There's people like she needs to go to NXT. And it's like, listen, you're right when it comes to her ability. She needs to be in the performance center at least 2 to 3 days a week. But if you want to capitalize on her and push her as a big star, you gotta give her the Dom treatment, man. Put her on the main roster before she's ready. Okay, you've got people that can work matches with her to make her look good. So that's what you do. You capitalize on that, because if you take her to NXT, you're saying that she's just you paid all this money for someone who isn't ready.
No, I'm thinking. I mean, I know it's a month away, Fastlane.
Yep.
But I don't think that's her first pay-per-view. I think her first pay-per-view is going to be for whatever team they put her on for the Survivor Series.
Yep. That would be that'd be what I would do. I'd have her now. Do you have her make her appearance there, or do you have her appear like the show before, like the SmackDown before or something? And you announce her as like she's the next. This is the last person in the group.
What they've done in the past is had Raw invade SmackDown, SmackDown invade Raw.
Yeah.
Set up the angle. They did 1 year. They had the NXT, so they had a 3-way. Whatever. I mean, she's not. Everybody already knows this isn't the Undertaker when he debuted at Survivor Series back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Or 90. I can't remember what year he debuted, but you have the internet, you have all this, so it's no secret that she's there. But that would be the first pay-per-view I would have her on, would be Survivor Series. Maybe she makes an appearance at Fastlane after a match, but then she doesn't have her actual first pay-per-view till Survivor Series.
Yeah. I think if you want to capitalize on her, I think you have her show up like the show before the pay-per-view. And then she makes her in-ring debut at the pay-per-view. I think that's probably the best way to do it. But however they do it, man, I think unless something really goes ridiculous, I think she does well.
Yeah, and I think she's got to be one of the favorites to win the Royal Rumble next year.
Yeah. And you know what? Like you said, I think the first feud they're going to put her in is going to be with Bianca, but I guarantee she's going to be in that discussion with as one of the people that's going to take the title off of Charlotte, so that Charlotte can then win it again and beat her dad. So I would be very shocked if that wasn't the case. Okay, that's
what's your ugly?
My ugly is the releases, man. It had to be because, like I said, we all knew it was coming. I was a little shocked that it came that fast. The way they were talking and everything, they were like, they were gonna have kind of like a waiting period, and then they were gonna do the releases. But when they came fast, man. 21 people in less than a week, and the fact that happened, and we've still got 3 months left in the year. We know there's more coming. I guarantee between now and the end of the year, there's gonna be another round of cuts.
Oh yeah, I'd be shocked if there wasn't.
And we know some of the names are going to be on there. The rest of Hit Row is probably going to be on there. There's going to be a couple people in NXT that are going to be gone, and there may be a couple big names because the word coming out is that Vince and they're real far apart, and they're having some backstage issues with LA Knight. And according to reports, the entire storyline for LA Knight's been scrapped, completely scrapped. Which, if that's the case, that's not good indication. There's also Drew McIntyre. There hasn't been any movement on that. So, but just like I said, man, we're gonna go over the entire list of everybody. I think this is like I said, this is a revenge of Vince, man. This is. I think Gargano's going to be gone. A bunch of people are going to be gone. I think they're trimming this roster down. I think they're doing it deliberately because they want to start thinking about looking at bringing in UFC personalities, because they've already floated 2 people that they want to bring into that they want to potentially bring into WWE. And one of them was someone we said it was Conor McGregor was going to be on that list. And if you know anything about that leg injury that Conor McGregor suffered, man, that's a career ender. I'm not saying he can't come back from it, but very few people have. And when they did, they've never been the same.
Maldacito, I think they are in the next wave.
Yeah, I think him and his wife are in the next wave, among other people. But
they think the way could be gone. Indy Hartwell and Ciampa.
Andy Hartwell, I think Ciampa's on the chopping block too. I think Ciampa's on the chopping block. I think Indy Hartwell's definitely on there. Dexter Lumis is on there.
Yep.
I think there's a whole bunch of the old guard from NXT. I think are going to go.
Yeah, the only one from that whole clique that's going to survive is Austin Theory.
Yep, and that's because Vince likes him. Vince is high on the kid. So, yeah, that's my GBU. All right, let's get into it, man. So 21 wrestlers released. It was I think on the 21st. It was the majority of them were on the 21st. 4 more people over the next 2 days, and some of the names were surprising. The names that were surprising to me: Dolph Ziggler, Riddick Moss. The reason why Riddick Moss was surprised to me is because he was in that faction with Sheamus and Pete Dunne.
Yep.
I was surprised by that. I'm like, dude, he's they've been in that faction's been pretty popular. But he was gone. Who else? There was I'm kind of surprised Dana Brooke is gone just because of the injuries they've had. Can you sing the names to the tune of "We Didn't Start the Fire"? No.
and you knew if Riddick Moss was gone, his girlfriend, fiance, wife, I don't even know if they're married yet or not, Dashwood, Emma.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call her, Tennille Dashwood.
Well, Emma
was gone.
Yeah. Well, Emma, I'm surprised they brought Emma back to begin with. They brought her back and they haven't done shit with her.
That's because of Riddick Moss.
Yeah. But yeah, so the total list, Dolph Ziggler, that one was the one that was the most surprising, I think. Elias, Alia, Rick Boogs, Riddick Moss, Emma, Top Dollar, Shelton Benjamin. That was kind of surprising too, Shelton Benjamin. But then again, they haven't done. They missed such a big opportunity with the Hurt Business, man. Vince is. I don't think a champion should be in a faction. Stupid. Dana Brooke, Mustafa Ali, super talented dude. This is probably a blessing in disguise for him. Probably the best thing that happened to him, considering what they've been doing with him. Mansoor, Mace. Once Maximum Male Models was dead, I knew that was coming. Shanky, Dabakato, Commander Aziz, Babatunde. That poor dude has just been. That poor guy. he's just been ping-ponged around, man. A bunch of NXT and developmental. Quincy Elliott, Bryson Montana, Yulissa Leone, Daniel MacArthur, Kevin Ventura Cortez, Alexis Gray, Brooklyn Darrow. They all had their either they didn't have their contracts picked up, or they had them or they were cut. Day 2, Matt Riddle. That one was kind of surprising, but at the same time not. Ikeman Jiro and Abdul. I always mess this dude's name up. Abdul Adabi Fitzgerald. And then there was another name, Melanie Brzezinski. She was also released. So a handful of those people, I think we're pretty sure we know where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, they announced that. Yeah, I saw someone tell you that they announced Elimination Chamber in Emma's hometown, and then they fired her an hour later.
And with Elimination Chamber being in Australia next year,
yep,
Yeah, it's gonna be 8 o'clock Australia time, which is like
That's the problem with
7 o'clock in the morning, or probably something earlier than
US.
that in Eastern United States time.
It's crazy, dude. So that's the problem with doing these pay-per-views all over the world. But Cross and Scarlett, yeah, I don't see them. Yeah, and like I said, Karrion Kross has been putting out these little cryptic tweets. The last one he did, that kind of tells me that I think what's his name, Drew McIntyre might be gone, man. Because he tweeted the first line of his original. Remember Broken Dreams entrance theme?
Yep.
When he was the quote unquote chosen one. He tweeted that first line, and I'm like, Mansoor and Mace have been more entertained this past week than they have their entire W careers. That's yeah. I could agree with that. But at the same time, dude, we knew that they were done. Honestly, said never trust a man who sneezes or doesn't eat steak. Usually up around 6 a.m. anyway, coffee and wrestling that morning. Yeah, it'll be a great show. It's just a lot of people are gonna be like, man, I ain't watching this shit right now. I'll watch the replay.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be live reacting to Elimination Chamber.
Which are we doing? Are we 100% set for WrestleDream, man?
I thought we were.
Okay, I'm just double checking. I'm good with it. Yeah, we will be doing live reactions to WrestleDream. I'll get that set up probably tomorrow.
This Sunday.
Sunday. We're coming at you. Yeah, it's gonna be, dude. We'll talk about that card too before we leave. It's gonna be awesome. But all right, let's go down the list of some of these people that we think where they're gonna end up. Dolph Ziggler, he's going to AEW.
Yeah, give me with his brother.
Yeah, and that's the smart money, dude. Man, put them together, make them a tag team. Because like I said, the tag team division in AEW is so deep. I'll be here, yes, sir. Appreciate it. Hey, there'll be a freaking invite for you, Big Daddy, if you choose to come on and make an appearance. I know you got your own thing, man. I know you're going to be doing your reactions. Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't, subscribe to Big Daddy's channel. Watch those vignettes he does, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
AEW is where brothers go to tag.
Yep, pretty much.
You got the Hardys. You got the Hardley boys. You got the Ass boys. You could soon have the Nemeth boys.
Yep, the Nemeth boys. Which, hey, dude, that's not a bad name for the team. The Nemeth boys. Will Ospreay challenge Brian Danielson. Yep, I saw that. I think that's going to happen at. God, my brain just. It's going to happen in January.
Well, yeah, and then next year there's going to be pay-per-views every month for AEW, so there'll be some new additions to it.
Yeah,
or possibly
it'll be Wrestle Kingdom. That's I don't know why my brain wouldn't work, but yeah, it'll be probably night 1 or night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom. But and here's the thing, we're going to talk about that a little bit too. I looked into that rumor that Tony Khan was trying to buy New Japan, and apparently there's a little more smoke where that fire is at. It's a little more fire than smoke. It is possible. Now, like we talked about earlier, there's a lot of hoops that he would have to jump through to be able to do that, because Japan does not like foreigners owning, coming in and buying businesses in Japan. Hopefully he doesn't interfere in the match with Sabre. Oh, dude, I swear to God, if he does, I'm going to lose my shit. I love Will Ospreay, but I want to see a definitive winner between Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. I have to have it. Because we've been waiting for it for so freaking long. Yeah, he's going. Dolph Ziggler's going to AEW. He has to be going to AEW. It's the only move that makes sense.
I could see Emma going back to Impact.
Yeah, Emma's going back to Impact. I can see,
and Riddick will probably join her then.
Yep, Riddick Moss will probably join. Wherever one of them goes, the other's going to go. I think that's pretty much a lock. All right, so here's the other big name that everyone's talking about. Mustafa Ali, where does he go? Now, he has friends in AEW. See, AEW on Max, hopefully the same deal with WWE on the Peacock. Yeah, hopefully. I think that's eventually where they're going to matriculate to. I don't know. I don't know what that's going to entail. But I do think that once Max announced they were doing that live sports thing, I think AEW was a lock for going there eventually. I think they just got to iron it out.
Yeah.
Now I think Mustafa Ali, it would not surprise me if he shows up in AEW. 90 days from now, it wouldn't surprise me. I think, however, he's given his style, how and just how good he is. He's really good. He's deceptively good. This is a guy, and right now there's a couple of companies that are looking for people to shore up their rosters because there's potentially losing people. The big one is NWA. Now, that's a huge step down as far as public profile goes from WWE to NWA, even the way that WWE was using him. But he can go there and immediately be a big fish in a little pond. I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to look to go to either AEW or potentially New Japan or maybe even AAA.
Well, you got, speaking of free agents, you got Sami Callihan and PCO contracts are coming up.
Yep. Sami Callihan's contracts Sami Callihan and PCO, their contracts coming up. Jacob Fatu's contract, I believe, is up very soon.
Deanna Purrazzo.
I think hers is already up.
It might be.
Yeah. There's some big names out there that
I think Sami Callihan's is on Saturday, the 30th of this month.
Yeah, which I would be very surprised if he does not get re-signed by Impact. He's been one of their top guys over there for a long, long time. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Yeah, and that's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Ali has also stated that he wouldn't mind going someplace and helping them build. And there ain't no place that needs to be helped built up more than NWA does.
Freddie Prinze Jr.'s new promotion.
Yep, there's that too. And from what I understand, the two of them are actually kind of buddies. So I wouldn't be shocked by that either. I think the smart money says he goes to either AEW or New Japan. I could see him going to AEW and immediately kind of being put over onto, like I said, because Tony's been making moves in Ring of Honor, and he's been kind of pushing Ring of Honor, promoting it a little bit more than he has in the past, and he's trying to get some mainstay guys over there. I could see him going there and being a bigger name in Ring of Honor than he would be in AEW, because there's a lot of guys in AEW that have a similar style to him. I don't think they're necessarily better than him, but I think, because there's a lot of guys you could do matches. Do him versus Ray Phoenix would be amazing. Him versus Sammy, him versus Darby, all the usual suspects. But depending on how you want to use him, you can say ventriculate, but you can't say basic names, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. I've always had a fairly large vocabulary, but when it comes to names, I think it's just panic. I think just like I start freaking out because I'm like, I don't want to offend anybody by screwing up their name, so then I end up doing it anyway. It's one of those it's self-fulfilling prophecy. But yeah, I think I would love to see him go to New Japan, because I think he would do really well in New Japan. I think, but a place that I think he could do really, really, really well is AAA if he's willing to move down there. Dude, him versus Vikingo, holy shit, that'd be amazing. There's a whole bunch of dudes. That's but can he? But the question is he willing to make a move like that? But I think wherever he goes, I think he's going to be okay.
Does Riddle go back to MMA?
No, Riddle's burned a lot of bridges in MMA. Dana White freaking hates his guts. So I don't see Riddle ever going back to MMA.
I don't see him coming into AEW. I don't think Tony Khan wants to deal with that.
I don't think he wants to deal with. He's already had one headache. He doesn't want to deal with that. That being said, he is a big name. There are companies that don't mind scandal. They don't care. Companies like New Japan. New Japan doesn't give a shit. Okay, you got to do something really bad to make New Japan fire you. The question is, would he be able to work in that system? I don't know. I think I could see him going to Impact. I could see him going to MLW. I could see him doing that. I just don't see Tony being wanting him over there.
Where's Enzo Amore at right now?
Enzo? Shit, I don't remember.
Because I know he had issues, so maybe wherever Enzo went, that's where Riddle goes.
I think Enzo is wherever anybody will tolerate him right now. So I think that's where Enzo's situation is. That dude has friggin' burned so many bridges, it's ridiculous.
So has Riddle, though.
Yep.
So
I think let's see, I'm starting to think here. So Rick Boogs. Okay. This is a dude that I think is tailor-made for Impact. Here's the thing. He's a big dude. He's strong. He doesn't mind doing goofy stuff. I think he could take that same gimmick over there, change his name a little bit. I think he could take that same rocker gimmick over there, and he'd be over in a system like Impact, in a place like Impact.
If you're losing Sammy Callahan, bring in Rick Boogs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. And he's a dude that we've only seen him we haven't seen him a lot, but we have seen him. He can wrestle fairly decently for a big dude, so you could do things with him.
Just gotta be careful of them dropping you on your head.
Well, yeah. Same thing with Riddick Moss, dude. I feel so bad for that guy because he had to feel like a piece of shit after that happened.
And you don't want Riddick Moss picking two guys up onto his shoulders. Oh, not Riddick Moss. Ricky Boogs picking up a couple guys on his shoulders.
Blow a friggin' quad.
Blow his knee out again.
Yep. Mansoor. This is one that some people have talked about. I think that dude is tailor-made for New Japan. I think wherever he's gonna go, he's gonna have to go somewhere that has at least some level of profile that he wants. I don't know, man. I don't think he made enough of a name for himself to kind of go to a place like AEW. Hi guys, Will Rez. Hey Will, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here, brother. Hey, from the UK. Well, greetings and felicitations from the United States.
Yeah,
but appreciate you being here, man.
Was Mace? Wasn't he the
Mace was released too?
No, wasn't he the one that was the announcer on one of these? They turned from announcer to back to wrestler. Was he the one in Retribution that used to be the?
I think so. I'm not sure, dude. I have erased my memory of Retribution.
Because it wasn't Teabag. He wasn't.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't T. I honestly,
I thought he was the one that. I thought Mace was the one that used to be an announcer that they turned.
He might have been
back into a wrestler.
I honestly don't remember. Like I said, I've wiped as much of that from my memory as humanly possible. I freaking hated that shit. Who else? So Mace, Shanky. Dude, I don't know what poor freaking Shanky does. That dude has just been used and abused, man. Like, who was teabagged? Everybody that Vince released. Okay, yeah, Mace announced. Yeah, okay. It's not the commentator or the guy from Vince. Just let you guys know. It's Mace, and Mace announced Marcy. It's not the commentator or the guy from Retribution. Just let you know. Okay, so we're completely wrong. Which, like I said, dude, man, I wiped that crap from my friggin' mind because it might have been the worst angle in the last 10 years. And poor Mia Yim, man. Good God. Good thing she got the hell out of Dodge. Dude, there's another name I think might be on the chopping block. You gotta remember that she was released the last time too. So Shelton Benjamin, dude, I think if I was him, I'd just hang it up.
Yeah, he's almost 50, I think.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin, he's in his 40s. I mean, he's still pretty good, man. He's 48, dude.
Yes, it's almost 50. Yeah.
Now, what he could do is he could sign like a trainer's deal or something. Yeah, Mace from Retribution. Yeah, Mace is a big dude. See, now that's the thing. Mace is a big dude. And we know that New Japan loves monsters. And I'm going to talk about New Japan a lot tonight. New Japan loves monsters. I could see him going over there, joining Bullet Club, and dude, put him in a tag team with Bad Luck Fale, or well, he's not part of New Bullet Club anymore. I was gonna say Hikuleo, but he's not part of Bullet Club anymore. But still, dude, you put him over there as like a tag team partner with freaking Bad Luck Fale, and let them destroy everybody in the tag team division. Destroy them. They'll be over. They'll be so over. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, we do need to talk about. Let's see, anybody else in here? Aaliyah. I think like a lot of these people. I think are going to end up on Impact. Elias, I think, will end up on Impact. We'll see what going forward from that, but yeah, the major like a lot of these people, I don't think they're going to have a hard time finding work. It's just going to be, is it going to be what they want? Is wondering in your heart, what is your entrance theme? What do I wish it was? That do like in my dreams where I'm a badass and not 100 pounds overweight and 50 years old. Was it the theme song to Killer Instinct? That'd be my entrance theme. What about you, Frank?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
In your heart, what is your entrance theme music?
What is my entrance theme music?
Yep. Kurt Angle's was it the Olympian?
Well, no, because when I lived in Hagerstown, I did batting practice with the Hagerstown Suns, and I had two entrance songs. I had the Emperor's Theme, and I had Enter the Sandman.
Emperor's Theme wouldn't be bad.
Now, I would not mind also AC/DC song.
Oh, back in or for those about to rock or
no.
Thunderstruck.
There we go.
Yep. That's the one everybody likes.
No, but Mace, that's right. I remember it. He was given a ring name Dio Madden, and he replaced Nigel McGuinness on 205 Live. Then he became an analyst for Raw commentary team with Vic Joseph and Jerry Lawler.
Okay.
He worked as a commentator till 2009. Then he was sent down to NXT and debuted the following year as Mace with Retribution.
Oh, yeah, Stranglehold, man. That's an underrated song, man. I love that song. Me and my buddies, we used to just drive around like idiots drinking. We would play that. Nugent was on there, man. All those freaking songs, man. That's a good soundtrack to your freaking career there, Big Daddy. Okay, let's talk about before we wrap this up. Let's talk about WrestleDream. All right, predictions for WrestleDream. Start at the bottom. Statlander versus Julia Hart. Statlander. Yeah, I do like what they're doing with Julia Hart, though. I really do like what they're doing with Julia Hart over on
Collision.
Here's an interesting one: Eddie Kingston versus Katsuyori Shibata. ROH Championship versus New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. I can see Shibata taking that New Japan belt off of him. Specifically because of the report that we've gotten saying that Tony wants him to work fewer indie dates. And having that New Japan belt, they're going to be requiring him to do more New Japan shows. I can see Shibata taking that belt off of him. I don't know if I like the visual of that. But I mainly use the Cult Rise. Cool. That's a good one. What do you think?
Yeah.
I can see them doing that, taking that off him. Young Bucks versus the Guns versus Lucha Brothers versus Orange Cassidy and Hook. Winning team gets a future AEW World Championship match.
The Young Bucks versus
the Guns
versus
Lucha Brothers.
And Hook and who?
Hook and Cassidy. I think it's the Guns. Because they've been doing that. They've been doing that kind of feud where FTR and Bullet Club Gold are circling each other. And I think eventually the team that's going to take the belts off FTR is going to be Jay White and Juice Robinson.
Yeah.
Although, man, dude, the Bucks have never, the Guns have never been better than they are right now.
The Bucks have the trios titles from Ring of Honor right now.
I don't see them winning it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that again. I don't want Cassie and Hook. I'm sorry. So I have to go with the Guns as well.
Yep. I think it's going to be the Guns on that one. Christian Cage versus Darby Allin. I don't see Christian Cage losing the belt that soon. And we all know Darby's going to be losing for a little bit. Let's see here. When Real Sports says, what does it in a future job? Just wondering what you thought. About the top dollar thing. Yeah, I think he needs to shut the hell up. He's going to get his teammates in trouble. Because Vince is just looking for an excuse to cut people. It's not a good idea. See here. Jericho and the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita. I almost screwed that up. Sammy Guevara and Will Ospreay. I think
the Callis family wins.
I think you keep the Callis family going, man. And here's the thing. Tony needs to just friggin' sign Ibushi at this point. It's like, dude, I know Ibushi's got a lot of demands because he's got family issues and things like that, but give him what he wants. Dude, let Kota Ibushi finish his career in AEW and put on some banger matches before he goes out. That'll be a good match. Adam Cole and MJF versus Aussie Open. Aussie Open wins. I got Aussie Open taking those belts off of them. And I think was it Roderick Strong and his buddies are going to be the reason that happens.
I see them MJF and Adam Cole keeping the belts.
You think so?
Yep. I think they dropped the straps to Mike Bennett and what's his name?
Taven. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that, but I think it depends on the injury. I think that, I like Aussie Open. So, FTR versus Aussie Open for AEW Tag Team Championships. They're wrestling. Yeah, I forgot they're
Aussie Open twice.
Yeah, I think Adam Cole and MJF is going to be on the pre-show. But I see the FTR is not dropping that strap. The only people I can see them dropping those belts to is friggin' Bullet Club. I think that's the plan. They're going to drop it at Bullet Club. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. I want Swerve Strickland to win this.
So do I.
I think he deserves it. 2, this isn't going to hurt Hangman if he loses. Okay, this is going to help Swerve a lot if he wins this. And Swerve needs to be built up because that dude's friggin' awesome. He's really, really good. So I want it to be Swerve. I get the feeling it's going to be Hangman, though.
It should be Swerve.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yep. I agree. I think it should be Swerve, but I get the feeling it's going to be Hangman. Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. It's got to be Bryan Danielson. This is his farewell tour, man. This is his last year as a full-time guy in the ring. It's got to be Bryan Danielson taking out Zack Sabre Jr. And then you get the setup for him versus Ospreay.
Yeah, I just don't want Ospreay to come out there and cost him the title.
I don't either. I want the match to be over, and then I want Ospreay to come out and start talking shit. That's what I want. And then set it up for
Wrestle Kingdom.
I want it to be at Wrestle Kingdom because I think New Japan deserves some reciprocity for all the wrestlers that they put on loan to AEW all the time. And I think Wrestle Kingdom is like the perfect place to do a match like that. You know, freaking Tokyo Dome, man, put it in front of that crowd and let them go wild. Yeah, it's got to be Bryan Danielson in this, right?
Should be.
Yeah. And it's gonna be awesome. I know that. But anyway, that's our predictions. And I'm forgetting something that we were going to talk about, but it's too late because we are out of time. But appreciate everyone that's been here. Will, appreciate you coming in at the last minute at the end there, buddy. And make sure you come in next week, man. We're going to be here. We're going to be here. This Saturday. This
Sunday.
Yep. We're going to be doing live reactions to WrestleDream. So, Malacito, take care of yourself, Big Daddy. Get some rest, sir. I know you're under the weather.
Hicks villain, leg
kick. Everybody else that lurks and stopped in, and everybody that watches this later, man, we appreciate you guys.
World Rally Sport.
Yep, and we will see you guys this
Sunday.
weekend. Have a good one. Bye.